CFI has created a premium workout environment for every fitness level. From beginners to competitive athletes, our welcoming facility and certified fitness professionals are here to design a custom program to help you achieve your goals efficiently, safely, and effectively. CFI also offers nutritional evaluations, physical assessments, and movement assessments. Give us a call today to schedule your free consultation. 954-999-8458. The Custom Fitness Institute is here to help you get your health and fitness journey started or to bring your current fitness level to new heights. Call the Custom Fitness Institute today at 954-999-8458.
In the world of UV and sunless tanning, there is one company that stands tall over the competition. This company is the Boca Tanning Club. Exceptional customer service and top-of-the-line technology has led the Boca Tanning Club to be declared the #1 tanning salon in all of Florida. When you visit a Boca Tanning Club, you are treated to a tanning experience unlike any other. You may choose our UV tanning or spray tanning services, or our exceptional UV-free spray tan. For UV tanning, we use only super beds, the most advanced in the industry. Indeed, one tan in our exclusive super beds is equal to 4 tans at a competitor. Keeping your skin looking beautiful with less exposure time ensures you're beautiful today, tomorrow, and beyond. Come to our Boca Tanning Club at 1390 Brickell Avenue, Suite 106 inside the Pacific Bank Building in Miami, Florida. Our phone number is 305-381-7826.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, this is Faith. Welcome to the Faith Washington Show. I invite you to join me every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We will discuss life, business, leadership, family, and fun, and what happens when your view of the world expands. A wide variety of guests will provide insight on how they do business, family, and leadership in their lives. So now, here's today's show. Much fun. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night, the Faith Washington Show. I have a very special guest this evening. We are live on Facebook at the Faith Washington Show page, and we are also live on 95.3 FM, as well as 1470 AM and the iHeartRadio app. Thank you so much for joining us. I want you to welcome Joe Engelson. Thank you for coming, Joe.
Thank you. I felt like I almost wanted to clap for myself.
You should. I'm going to clap for you. Yes. Joe is a best-selling author. She wrote the book Source Movement, which is incredible. Please pick it up if you are given the opportunity. Order it online at Amazon. Joe, you have a very unique story, and we spoke last week prior to the show and even for an hour before you came on, and I'm really amazed at what you've brought into our world and how you're affecting people. Tell us about, I'm going to call it the TOFA story, TOFA, mm-hmm. and you're going to explain that to us so we know a little more about what you do.
Yeah, it's kind of like how my life just took a turn. You know, you have those moments sometimes in life where everything just
Turning
points.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was I actually moved from LA and I moved to Florida. And I ended up in this workshop, a transformational workshop.
Okay.
And I was so profoundly moved by it that when I was in the third part of it, which was a leadership curriculum, mm-hmm. I went on a trip and I went to Sweden. And I'm traveling and I'm still a little new with this, I'm kind of starting to awaken a little bit to who I am and but a little green, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I wasn't really paying attention and I'm running to the gate at the airport. And I literally bump into this older gentleman, with my body, and he falls to the ground.
Wow.
And so
But that was a little bit of a shock.
A little bit of a shock. And the thing is, based on how I saw the world, I was certain that this man was going to get up and be like, I can't believe you, you know what I mean? That kind of a thing.
Right.
But instead he got up with this huge smile, and he was just like, no worries, I bet you do this all the time. And he hugged me and he walks away with this little veteran's hat on. And I'm just I'm
wow.
standing there in this moment of interruption of my story, what I thought the world looked like. And here's this man who showed me like there is another way. So the whole incident can sound simple, but for me it was so profound because there was like an opening for me of like, wow, maybe the world doesn't have to be the way I think it is. So at the time he walks away and I wanted to give him something. Like, how do you thank someone in a moment like that where they do something that you don't expect and you usually don't have anything? And so I reached into my pockets and, what do you give him, $1?
Whatever you have on hand. That'll be a little corny.
Yes. And so I got on the plane and I thought, like, what if we actually had a tangible object to give people in those moments of gratitude and those moments of appreciation and awakening or interruption? And I thought, like, what if there was like something that just said, thank you for making a difference in my day? And I came up with this idea of making a coin. And I'm like, oh, coin, it's a token of appreciation. Wow. And that day, Tofa was born, which is a token of appreciation. And I thought, okay, well, what if I put a tracking number on each token so that it could be paid forward, and then you could track it online and see where this moments of gratitude and appreciation goes across the world. And so in that moment, I'm sitting on the airplane and I'm like, this is it. Like, I know what I want to do with my life. I want to create a world that is full of gratitude and people that awaken to who they really authentically are. And this is what I want to do. And in that moment, I was looking out the window at the airplane. I'm like, I'm not just flying, I'm literally flying, And so I get off the plane and it turns out that Don Worms, who was the man I ran into, was on my flight. So I run up to him and I'm all excited. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm going to change the world. And, he's just like, okay.
Oh, who are you? You're the one who ran me down.
And I was able to get his address from his daughter. And so a year to the date later, I had minted the tokens. I had created the website. I launched tofa.us, which is the website. And that day I drove to Don's house because I had the address unannounced. And I was able to sit down with this man and give him token number 1, the number 1.
Wow.
And say, thank you for making a difference in my life, really, at that point. And he was so excited because he's 80 years old and he's part of it. Yeah.
He's literally the person
He's a legend.
Who caused it. He caused the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like the butterfly
occur.
effect. It's like the butterfly effect, totally, where it's like this thing happens. And, he ended up dying a few years ago because he was old.
Right.
But his daughter still like comments on Facebook and she knows that her dad like made such a difference,
And he lives on.
He lives on in my book. He lives on in my, stories and in the whole community that I now have created from all this. So
one incident of someone having the world occur to them as a blessing instead of a curse.
Yeah.
And he affected your life in that way.
Forever.
He deserves that honor.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And, and that day I actually started something that I call the Giving Year, where I made a commitment to give a token away every day for 365 days and document it on YouTube.
Wow.
And I had no idea what it really meant to do something every day for 365 days. Because,
you say it.
New Year's rolls around, right? I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week.
You do it for 3 weeks? That's all I
totally do. Yes. So I didn't know what that was going to be like. And I didn't really know. There was a calling within me that just said, this is what you get to do. It wasn't like, oh, if I do that, I'll have this. So it wasn't like that. It was more like, I just get to do this every day. And I don't really know what it's going to bring or anything. And so I started the Giving Year, and he was day 1. So he got the first token of the Giving Year. And it's on video. It's actually on YouTube. The whole Giving Year is on YouTube. Wow. And so I ran around for a year.
What's the page on YouTube? What is it?
It's actually, I think it's on the Gratitude Trainings page. It could also be TofaTube.
Okay, so TofaTube or Gratitude Training on YouTube. So you guys can look it up and check it out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so then I didn't know what was going to come of it. And, you have those days sometimes where you're like, oh, God, I'm in my bed already. I'm in pajamas. I forgot to give a token out, and I would just have to get up and go and make it happen.
And you made it happen.
Made it happen. And those are the most powerful token moments, like, ever. Those moments where because we talked a little bit earlier about intention. It's like,
Yes.
even by having the coin in my pocket is like, I am now being in an environment, like a context for gratitude to appear because I have it here. So why wouldn't something appear for me to release the
course it
token?
would.
So it would. So I generated these moments to come my way. I was generating gratitude by wanting to give gratitude. So it was really, really profound. And through this, I had gone through a very difficult time after I did the personal development workshop because it shook up my life in a good way. Yet I was like, I want to make some changes. And so I was like,
So you're probably
training
on the
wheels on,
right?
kind
of on the fence with some things that you're wondering, wow, should I not?
Yeah.
But I have to make these changes
Yeah.
because I've got to live the fullest
Yeah.
that I possibly can because God created you a certain
Yeah.
way and it needed to express.
Yeah, so I went through a divorce. I lost everything in divorce. I packed up my car and I moved to a friend's place in Vegas for 6 months just to like get away, like all this stuff. And this is all during the giving year where I'm creating these token moments every day. So it's profound. And then at some point, it was probably about 6 or 7 months into it, slowly this abundance started creeping in. Like suddenly the bank account wasn't looking so empty anymore, and suddenly I got the job I wanted, and suddenly the friends started appearing, and so, like, it was just the relationship. And my family, who thought I was crazy running around putting myself on YouTube because that wasn't a cool thing to do back
Right,
then.
and we talked about
right?
that, yeah.
And so then suddenly they kind of came around, like everything just came around, like all this abundance was creeping in everywhere.
As it was occurring within you, as it was
Exactly.
bubbling up, and not just head knowledge now,
You're right.
but then it
The
was
experiential,
from the experiential, the
absolutely.
heart, and everything that was coming out of you.
Yeah. And so then I started realizing, I had read it before that, gratitude is the foundation of abundance.
Right. And we're going
And
to define,
now
I
I'm
want
like-
Joe to define what gratitude really is and also what abundance means.
So, yes. So gratitude is that state of being where everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be and you're grateful for it.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Good, bad,
Bad,
ugly. Good, bad, and ugly, because
Yeah.
it's going to happen. Just
Yeah.
don't you worry, you wake up, but you got to be happy.
It's being able to be in a situation but not making the situation become you.
Because the situation isn't you. The situation is
isn't.
nothing more than that occurrence
That's it,
outside of
yeah.
who you are.
And it
who
can be
you are-
difficult in some
Yes.
situations.
Who you are is who you choose to be.
Yeah.
That's what I teach my coaching clients.
Yes.
And that's about you are who you choose to be in that very moment. Just like that man, when you knocked him down,
Yeah.
he chose in that very moment to be powerful
be-
and not
yes.
pitiful. You can be powerful or you can
I
be
like
pitiful.
that.
You
Powerful
can't be
and
both.
not pitiful.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
So we're talking about gratitude,
Right.
defining gratitude,
and then abundance.
and then abundance. Because I think people mistake abundance and they think, as soon as people hear abundance, they think about money, monetary things, houses, cars, yada, blah, blah, blah. I don't subscribe to that.
Abundance is actually such a simple concept. It really just says that there is enough. That's it.
That's a great way to put it.
There is enough.
enough and more than enough.
Yeah, exactly.
To
There's
share,
absolutely more than
to
enough.
share
Yeah.
with others.
Like there's never we're kind of brought up in this environment of like, mine and like there is not enough. Like if I don't get it, like then I better
won't-
get
I
it
won't.
from you or
Or I
whatever.
won't get it at all.
Yeah, and so it's really powerful when you start living in gratitude and you start seeing that things actually start coming to you. Like you even said, like in the giving year, suddenly it started coming to me because I was now giving. It's like the law of giving and receiving. Like to have, give all to all is something that A Course in Miracles says. It's like just that giving brings the getting. It's like that's how it works.
And you don't have to think about it.
There is
It's
no
about,
thinking.
No, you just be who you
Yeah.
are and give of what you've
Yeah.
been created to be
Yeah.
and do.
And at the deepest level of that giving is a huge commitment that's needed to surrender. Because I think most people in this world have a really hard time to just surrender. Like, I don't know why this is happening. Like I'm just here and I'm in service to the situation no matter what it is. I'm not going to try to control it.
And that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I like to control things.
I know.
I'm going to just own it. That's my stuff. I like to be in control. I want to control my environment. I want to control what I'm doing or how things are happening. But that control is an illusion.
Yeah.
It isn't real. It isn't helpful, and it isn't giving.
Yeah.
And that's something that you're able to teach people through
Yes.
what you do with gratitude training.
Yeah, and so that actually, this whole story brought me to gratitude training because now I saw how the trainings I had done, plus this giving year and having this vision and being in committed action with the giving year, and like as things were moving about, I realized like I started waking up every morning like jumping out of bed. Now my wife says you pop up like a piece of toast every morning.
Love
you know,
it.
so that's how I wake up. You know? And it's,
Everyone else, we all need to pop up at 4 a.m. like a piece of toast. I want you to hear that right now. I'm up at 4 a.m. You need to get up at 4 a.m.
Like
You're
a
an
piece of
entrepreneur. You're an executive.
Yes.
Get up an hour earlier than what you're used to.
do it. Let's pop up. Pop it. Just pop it. I lost my train of thought.
No, you're all good because we're talking
right now.
about abundance and what it really means, and it means that it's enough and more than enough.
Yeah.
And functioning in that.
So the trainings.
Let's tell our audience where the actual trainings are.
Yeah.
The locations for the local ones. The next one is starting next week on Thursday.
Next week in Pompano City Center.
Interested, please look online at gratitudetraining.com so you can and get a little more information.
Yeah, so the trainings basically was me taking the similar training to that I had done, and then adding the distinction of gratitude, forgiveness, and community specifically to create this profound experience in your life. And the training is experiential, so you over the course of there's 3 parts to it. And over the course, so in 4 months, you're like basically fully cooked.
Okay.
And you can do them individually, over time and whatever. So it works with people's schedules. But this training is for people that want to like break through the next glass ceiling. It's like you keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's insanity.
And you're like in your box. Like you were talking about being controlling. So when I did the training, I did play this game in the part 1 of the training. Mm-hmm. And it so profoundly had me see how I did me. Like it was almost like I was up. It was almost like I was watching myself going, wow, I'm really controlling. Like I was watching myself play this game and I'm like, I can see how this works really well in my business, but it's not working in my relationships.
Yeah.
And I was able to be so removed from it that suddenly I had a choice. So it's not necessarily bad to be controlling if you're choosing it for a reason to create a result.
To create a great result.
A great result, yes.
Instead of just a result.
Right.
Any
and it's
result.
Like it's like any quality that you have, if we get to a place where we're choosing it, then we could play the game of life. Like, I always say that chameleons are actually the most powerful people because they are the ones choosing a way. Now, some people are chameleons just to look good, and that might not come from the right place. But if you're actually choosing, if you're like the chooser, choosing a way of being, then you are completely authentic and you're not just being thrown places because of a belief system or story that you have. So it's powerful.
There's a
the way you
distinction
can
there.
Navigate.
That's something that you would need to distinguish, because I think in just hearing that, I don't know that the audience would capture that really rapidly. That's a little high level.
I get it. So it's like this. It's like driving down the street.
Okay.
And every day you're like flipping people off and you see a lot of
you're angry.
And you're
right.
angry and you see there's like so many bad drivers, and this is what keeps happening every day. And at some point, like you're actually almost on automatic. It's like this is just what happens. Someone what is it called?
Cut you off.
Right.
Cut you off.
And you're like, right? Like automatic.
Negative.
Reaction. You're reactionary.
Right. Okay? Instead of responsive or proactive.
Responding, right. So now once you can identify where this is coming from and the thoughts, because on some level you actually have a story or belief system that there are bad drivers that exist. Okay? Now if you can start shifting your story about that and this actually personally happened for me because I used to think there were a lot of bad drivers.
Okay.
Then I started shifting how I saw life. And suddenly one day I was driving and I was like, where are all those bad drivers? They were just gone. You know what I mean?
You just shifted so much that they were
It's like they're not even available to you if you're coming from a certain place. So now I am able to choose I'm not reacting anymore. Someone could cut me off and I could actually consciously still choose to be mad at that point. But it's conscious. It's like, you know what? I feel like getting a little mad at this one, but it's humorous at this point.
But you get to choose
exactly.
instead of just having that automatic reaction of this is who I am.
And then
blah, 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 blah,
and
blah.
then I'll say this: like once you get to the point of choice, it's very, very rare that you will choose fear and hate and scarcity. And if you
it feels
are at
so
choice,
icky.
you are going to start choosing like what would love do here? What would What would the right thing? What would the kind thing to do here is, and what would cause least trouble for everyone?
And consideration of that other person because you don't know what that person is going through.
Exactly.
That's what I tell my daughter. I mean,
huge.
listen, I react in traffic. I'm bad.
I love how honest she is.
I'm going to be so honest. Golly, But I tell my daughter, you know what? You don't know what that person's going through.
You don't.
You do not know until you walk a day, a moment, a mile in their shoes. You don't know. Somebody could have died in their homes. Something could have happened. They may be upset. They may be crying through tears and trying to drive. Or wait, better yet, they're on their cell phone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I digress.
That's awesome.
So let's also. I want to remind the audience. She's also got a new online 8-week training course that begins May 17th. Go online to the training.
Gratitude training.
Gratitudetraining.com, and then if you want to do an online course, you could sign up for that too. I would recommend, if it were me, to do the live in-person trainings. I really think that would be.
So it starts on Thursday in the Pompano Center. There's also one in West Palm Beach.
In West Palm, yes.
Yeah, West Palm Beach. Actually, that one's starting today.
Oh,
you could still make it.
You could still make it if you hurry. and the awareness factor. We also wanted to kind of discuss that about people being, aware of. Do you know that you need to shift?
Right.
Do you know that there's something going on within you? You can't sleep at night. You have different kinds of issues, things that recur all the time, like you said, traffic.
Yeah.
Things that are very disturbing that you'd like to say, wow, I wish that wasn't a part of me, but because it is,
Yeah, I mean, the profound thing about awareness is that without awareness, we actually don't have a choice. So
without awareness, we don't have a choice. Okay.
So the awareness is the key to your life. The becoming aware of yourself, and then this is the tricky part. You better write this one down, Faith.
Okay, I got it, Joe. I'm on it. We're cracking each other.
You really, really, really get to, once you become aware, be willing to be wrong.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
I know. It's simple,
so
but
it means you're not always going to be right. Do you get that? No, I'm not always right. I am so not always right.
Yeah.
But I want to be.
That's it. So and be willing to be wrong. There's a lot of things that comes with that. Like you said, like owning your ugly.
Yes.
And
all of it. Being
to
authentic.
Me, there is nothing sexier than when someone, makes a mistake and, like, let's say they're a complete jerk and instantly they go, oh my God, that was kind of jerkish, wasn't it? Oh, I'm such a jerk.
Yes.
Like, it's so sexy when people call themselves, they're so aware that they're doing it and then they call themselves on it, that in the moment you call yourself on it, it is gone. And now you've just won the hearts of the world.
Yes.
And
why is that? It's that authentic piece.
Yes.
That resonates with every single living human being
because
that
we're
walks
human.
Because we walk on this planet and we are fallible and we are not right. We want to be right and controlling because we don't understand that the world can occur in a very different way.
Yes.
It can feel really good.
Yes.
Like I have a friend, Craig, who he's very consistent. He's like, I'm always blissful. I'm always happy. It doesn't matter what's happening around me. he's happy.
Yeah.
And that's just a very cool way of being.
Yeah.
Being around other people. People gravitate towards
Yes.
that. Just like with you, you're joyful and happy, and people gravitate towards that. They want that.
Yeah. And it's available. That's
all the
thing.
time,
Like
24/7.
It's so available, and I see it all the time. Like, in fact, I even give people their money back from gratitude training if they don't create all the things that we say are possible. Like, no questions asked, you get all your money back after part 2.
Wow. So
Yeah.
if they believe and perceive that they haven't really done that. But that's something interesting, because we were talking about that before the show. Some people don't learn things the first time. Sometimes you have to see things 2, 3, 4 times before
Yeah.
it sticks inside of you, and you're able to outpicture
Yeah.
that and manifest it into the world.
That's why we have 3 parts. It's like the first part's like discovery.
Right.
Second part, like awareness.
Right.
Second part's like breakthrough. Third part is you're in your life and it's about integrating it. So you have 3 months in the third part in your life with a coach and setting all these crazy goals, like extraordinary results we talked about.
We talked
Yeah.
about that too, like good results or extraordinary results. World of difference between the two.
Yes.
That's like your life was prior to, and then you met this gentleman, knocked him down, and then suddenly Tofa was born,
Right.
and your whole world exploded.
And I know that, like, I look at extraordinary results as results that wasn't going to happen anyway. So, like, if I were to put who I am today and look in the future, I can see what results, and they would be great, that I could create. But I declare things that are so, like, way beyond that, so that I, on the journey, have to completely redesign myself and break through glass ceiling after glass ceiling and take myself on and do it again and fall down, and, like, so that I can create the extraordinary result, the result that wasn't going to happen anyway.
Wow.
You know, that's what's
That's
fun. That's how I
profound.
choose to play, because it's fun, you
That's
know?
profound.
And it's hard, too, but
Yeah,
it's fun.
because you know what? And then that brings up that limiting belief of failure, which
Yeah.
there's no such thing as failure.
No.
I wake up every day and I either win or I learn. I win or I learn.
Right.
There is no other alternative.
Nothing.
There is no other alternative. Something else, your success formula. I want to grab that, put that in here before we have to go. But your success formula, as we were speaking, is vision plus committed action plus community equals those extraordinary results.
Yeah. Because with a huge vision, that's like the declarations of, like, this
Right.
is my vision. This is, like, my biggest vision is that I want world peace. Okay. Then if I take committed action, which I am doing every day towards that vision, and I have a community or team that supports me in my journey, I am very clear that world peace is a pretty extraordinary result. And that's what I'm going for. You
So
know?
it's a vision. And if you don't have the vision, then you don't know where you're headed.
No.
You can never get there. You can never get to where you don't have a map.
Right.
Like I-95 leads north. Okay, well, where are you going to stop? We know it leads north, but it doesn't mean that it's going to lead you to where you really want to go. Same
Right.
thing with a vision and a mission. I always tell my clients, my coaching clients, you need to have some sort of a map. We
Yeah.
reverse engineer. This is where you want to end up. This is where you're at now. Okay, so don't worry about the how.
Yeah.
You just need to set
Yes,
up the
that's it.
plan of taking action, being committed, and never stop.
Yeah.
You just don't give in. You don't lay down. You don't give up. That's the life of an entrepreneur. If
Don't
you,
lay down.
That's
Whatever
right.
you do,
Don't lay
ever
down.
lay down.
No. Don't go to sleep on the job. Okay, it's okay to go to sleep, but you have to think about what it is that you are focused on, that
Yeah.
vision and mission, and it makes such a difference. I have another friend that I was telling you about, Michael, that he's incredible. Okay, folks, we have to go. We'll have to have Joe back, but thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is the Faith Washington Show on Facebook. We are live and live on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, and the iHeartRadio app. And we'll see you next week, Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Bye. You've been listening and watching The Faith Washington Show, where we have widened your view of the world. Our guests share their business, family, and fun life hacks to make your world better. Hope you've learned something to apply to your life and business. And join me every Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management,